He's laying some mines there. He worked up to mine tech before siege, which is a good idea, because Stork isn't close to observers right now. Fantasy might want to think about laying some mines near his mining SCVs, though, if he's going to fend this off. I'm not sure if Fantasy's going to be expecting this. Very short route for Stork to travel here to get to Fantasy's base. See, Fantasy's building turrets, doing what he can, building a mine there. That could help him out a lot. Stork is not going to know where the mines are at all. He's going to, maybe if he can drop and pick up that Reaver quickly, he'll be able to do something here. Fantasy might be able to take down that shuttle. Stork has take out one Marine with that. Oh, he dropped 2 Zealots there, I saw too. So that Zealot's going to fend off that army while the Reaver is picking at them as well. Oh, the Reaver goes down. That's going to hurt Stork a lot. I think Stork was a little bit too cavalier going into that. But yeah, I think he should have focused on harassment, like behind the base here. That would have been a great place to harass. I don't think there's much Fantasy would have been able to do about that. Fantasy doing a good job holding that off. I have to say, great mine placement, keeping that Reaver away from the mineral line, which is very important for him right now. He has got to macro up and get to something, get to a big army here. See Stork moving up with some Dragoons trying to do some mine clearing. There are no mines there in the middle, though. Fantasy is focusing primarily on defense right now, which could end up working highly in his favor if he can secure enough bases behind a good tank line. Because if he gets that macro going, that Terran macro is very strong. I mean, even off of 3 bases, he'll be able to pump plenty of units to deal with Stork going from 4 or 5 bases. See, he's pushing Stork back right now, getting those Dragoons, pushing them back to Stork's base. The Stork doesn't have a whole lot to defend here. You see that Fantasy is taking the middle, has siege mode out right now. Has a pretty well-rounded force there, able to take out the air with those Marines, and has a siege tanks for the ground. And here comes Fantasy moving up with some SCVs. Fantasy playing very aggressively here. He's trying to get a contain on Stork, I think. There's another 3-0 sign. But from Stork, he is moving up with his Dragoons. I think he should probably back off. Oh, you see, he might be going for some kind of a flank or a sneak by here. He's going around Fantasy's little contain. Might not be the best idea for him right now, though. He is expecting Fantasy to run back with his troops. Fantasy could just as well run into Stork's base, which is pretty much undefended right now. That flank being warded off by Fantasy. Fantasy playing very well here. Picking away at that shuttle, noticing the flank, laying just the right amount of mines here. You see there is a Reaver out, though. That Reaver is helping to fight off these tanks, but I think you should probably focus the Reaver on harassment. That Reaver goes down again. Another Reaver goes down. Able to pick apart the small force from Fantasy in the middle. But man, Stork has got to be a lot more careful with his Reavers. Reavers are very expensive and not something that you should take lightly into this. You see, he's built a bunker there, so very Fantasy is very much committed to this contain. We'll see if Stork is able to take this out, though. See, Stork is taking out a lot of troops here in the middle. And was able to take out that siege tank, taking out all these vultures. You see, Fantasy is trying to reinforce his army here, keep on that contain, doing what he can. And, oh, not very good job from Stork, I have to say, being gnawed at by those Marines in the bunker. Stork, I think, maybe losing his focus a little bit in this game. Trying to end it a little bit too soon. I think he should play conservatively here. Keep Fantasy out of his base, like right here. Oh my god. Fantasy able to run free here. Gonna have one vulture to pick off probes. Might be able to get a few probes here before Stork is able to deal with this. Stork finishing that vulture off with a Reaver Scarab. And now Fantasy is shelling the natural expansion of Stork, playing a great contain game. He might actually be able to force a good contain here. He's building up a turret. A lot of SKT1 team members are looking on, hopefully. I think that Fantasy definitely has a good foothold in this game. If he is able to hold this containment and expand himself, he's going to have a major advantage here. See Stork coming in with 2 Reavers. He's got to be careful there, though. There is a siege tank there. He doesn't want to lose any more Reavers. Any more Reavers would just be such a large toll for his army. He's lost 2 already. Oh, that Reaver might go down. Fantasy doing a good job of following that shuttle, keeping the pressure on those Reavers. An observer goes down for Stork, so Stork being picked apart here by Fantasy. Fantasy, it looks like he has turned green here. He's pulling out his dormant energy. He's building a very nice contain, keeping a lot of mines there at the front. I think Stork might be going for some kind of harassment with his shuttle right now. Oh, able to see those Dragoons on the ledge with his barracks. And you see Stork has his Reavers down here, doing what he can with the Reavers. The Reavers are at very low health, though. I think he's got to keep them away. He was able to take out a couple of tanks there, but that's not going to do a whole lot of good for him. You see that there are a lot of tanks in the front line, keeping up a nice contain. That Reaver at red health right now, so Stork, I think, has got to be very careful. You see Stork is grouping up troops. He's probably going to push out as soon as he thinks he has enough. I think Fantasy is trying to end this game before Stork gets to Arbiters, honestly. You see Stork is going out with a lot of Zealots, doing a lot of mine clearing here. I don't know if he's going to be able to break this, though. Fantasy has a very nice hold on that top ramp, using the ramp advantage, which is a very good advantage to have. Stork able to push back this contain a little bit, but he has not stopped the contain by any stretch of the imagination. He's got to employ his Reavers here and get his Reavers in there to stop those tanks. Stopping the tanks is the #1 concern that Stork has right now, because those tanks are just going to be able to shell everything here, especially with the vision from that engineering bay. And it looks like Fantasy's building another barracks to scout here. I think the first barracks was taken out. Oh, Stork is in a lot of trouble here. He doesn't have hardly any room to maneuver right now. Fantasy laying mines there. Those mines are going to get taken out probably once the observer comes out. There's an observer, but there's a lot of turrets here from Fantasy. Fantasy's playing a really good contain game right now. Even has a supply depot there. He's just trying to halt any kind of movement from Stork right now. 3 turrets that I see so far in a bunker there. But I think if Stork goes for some kind of harassment on Fantasy's base, I don't think Fantasy will have anything to defend it. I see a lot of Zealots going out to mine clear. Might not be enough. Oh man. Stork might actually lose this game. Stork is running out of Zealots. He is running out of Dragoons. And he desperately needs to get to another base as soon as he can, because Fantasy is going to be able to expand easily. Very nice contain game. Another bunker. He is committing completely to this contain. Getting some more tank siege there. Pushing out very little at a time. He's taking his time with this. Doing a very good job of that. Has those Marines outside of the bunker ready to stem and go back in. And now he is taking his 3rd base. So Stork in major trouble here. I'm not sure what Stork can do here. He has his shuttle out, spotting that base with his Zealots, but those Zealots aren't going to probably be enough to take this down. I think he should focus on Zealot bombs right now. This line of troops from Stork just getting mauled by Fantasy. Fantasy finally able to get a match. I'm sure that's going to work well for his confidence. Those first 2 games hurt him a lot, but Stork still has a lot of breathing room. Stork can still lose the next game and be able to pull out an epic 5th game. Great play by Fantasy. Probably able to spot one of Stork's weaknesses, which is the contain. Stork has trouble getting out of that contain. Wasn't able to do any kind of a Zealot bomb because of all those turrets and bunkers around. So that was probably one of his awesome strategies that he was planning. Okay, moving on to the 4th game. This is starting to get exciting.